Ni pekanile jaja ake kpojolo ni ye alemle nyon we paano ye afi akpe kome afi akpe nyon ye nyoma ne hu le no le ekuse ebala ni eje esapochimile kete Nazareth presira ni motamo asapole ne jolo jen eni Kerachi ya ni eji moko ni domoge ni enishi jo ene hilate mepi ano ni wana eje kokra bede ake eji bien moko memole etuni kekewa ke eka kekwe ebi enabi ni esawe kofebe ehishi ake he afole shalo ni ege wo weku ka asaboni fi mo fembe ebomoten ake echo atihwe ni atono ke na Yesu ni egi yo ball yes Solomon tawo one woman prayer warrior efodi epa shimokome echonhe ete na obicho momle nabi nyumai enyoke ejwe ke kanso ya hu nyumai enyoke ejwe wekume ke sonle nemi fol nyenawo Aunty Christi Aunty Atswei Mami Okpoti oblinye woman smoke shinyomo smoke na pa yawo ye doing jole from ye level yawo to ban ababele
not just us, your children, but countless others, extended family, friends, neighbors, and even strangers. You gave freely, always ready to offer your last persuade, your time, energy, and wisdom, often at the expense of your own comfort. You never forgot anyone. You always asked after people you had not seen in a while, showing deep care for those in your life. People respected you not just for what you did, but for how you made them feel. You built lasting relationships wherever you went and treated everyone with love and respect, always addressing others as Imbra or Unyeni. We thank God for blessing us with mother whose life was both full of fulfilling. Unlike some families who watched their loved ones suffer through illness, we were blessed. God gave you good health, a sharp mind, and a joyful spirit. Auntie, we often tease you about losing your long hair, beautiful hair, but not losing a single tooth and keeping every memory intact. You remembered everything clearly, sometimes better than we did, and never missed the chance to correct us when we went wrong. You truly aged with grace. You were full of energy and life, and we thank God for that gift. Your faith was extraordinary. You were an evangelist, both in your words and actions, often going from house to house to share the gospel and invite others to join the PCG congregation at Dansoman last stop. We remember your leg doing this work. Even then, your dedication never wavered. You faithfully served as treasurer of the Women's Fellowship, a liturgist and a gun reader, and you trained others to carry your work. One of your favorite sayings was, "At my age, I am on a direct line with God, so I mention everybody's name daily before Him." And we believed you. You were a prayer warrior, and your spiritual strength covered us, guided us, and shaped who we are. We are forever grateful. Through all your challenges in life, God was faithful to you. And when the time came, He called you home on Good Friday, where you were asleep. It was just as peaceful as the life you lived. Fittingly, your own mother was also called home on Good Friday. We thank God for the privilege of being your children. Your words, your prayers, and your example will continue to inspire us. Your legacy will live on in our hearts and from generation to generation. Aunty Atswei, we love you deeply, and we will miss you more than words can ever say. Rest well, ma'am, until we meet again. Amen.
by grandchildren. Precious in the sight of the Lord is his faith. Psalm 116, verse 15. Today, we honor the life and legacy of a woman whose love shaped our world. Aunty, as we affectionately called her, was the heart of our family, strong, wise, nurturing, and endlessly kind. She was a mentor, a guardian, and for many of us, a mother figure. Her presence instilled discipline. Her story carried breakthroughs of wisdom, and her laughter could brighten even the darkest days. Grandma lived a life rooted in faith, humility. This was unconditional and non-judgmental. In her words, we found direction, and in her actions, we found an example of how to live with dignity and passion. She was never afraid to speak her mind with love, but always with love. More than anything, she encouraged us to stay in, reminding us to support one another and cherish the bond we share as a family. We will miss the sound of her voice, the richness of her laughter, and her sharp wit that kept us on our toes. A warm joy, and left us with countless moments we will never forget. Though she is no longer with us in body, her spirit lives on in everything we do. We carry her love, her lessons, and her strength with us always. We will sorely miss you, Auntie. Rest peacefully, surrounded by the love you freely gave. Yahweh. Amen.
Tribute to Madam Christiana Atswei by the President of Ghana, Priscilla Congregation, the baby said. Madam Christiana Okpoti, Mami Okpoti, joined the church when the church was being nurtured as a preaching point on 4th May 1994 at the Magrado's house, the baby said. She was one of the members who formed the Women's Fellowship with the assistant from Trinity Congregation Women's Fellowship, Dan Suman. She also played an influential role in its inauguration as a generational group in the church. She also played a good role in moving the church from the Magrado's house to its present place, physically, spiritually, and financially in 1996. She was appointed as the first treasurer of the fellowship because there were few and only few members to read and write. As the church was growing, there was the need to get more hands for the work, and so an election was held, and she was elected unopposed. She held the position for a long time, so she handed over to the young women in the fellowship. She was a member of the interim management committee and was one of the environment members who called for the elevation of the church from preaching point to a congregational statute, and the naming of the church from the church to Priscilla Congregation on the 10th of March 2002. She was a lay preacher and a liturgist in the Ghana language. As an interim management member, the following assignments were entrusted into her hands. In charge of junior youth and children's service, taking Ghana readers and liturgists through the lessons, catechism lessons with the Ghans who wanted to be confirmed, key keeper because her house was near the church, visitation. She was strict and firm, loved children, gives counseling to those with marital problems, and a mother. She will